shit. I'm trying to be an upper echelon man too. Just like Jordan Peterson.
Do you have something to say that you're not saying? If you do, then it's your fault. This is your fault. It's your problem. And you might say, well, I'm too afraid to talk. It's like, fair enough.
So, this is a video of him explaining why men should always dress up. So I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel about it. Let's get it. Three, two, one, go.
I've done 7 tour lectures so far, and with an average audience size of about 2,500, and they're going great. They're unbelievably positive. Almost everybody dresses up, which I think is really cool.
Really?
Yeah, well, when I went on tour in 2018, before I went out, I thought I wanted to do this like 100% right, or at least as close to that as I could manage. So I went out and bought some expensive suits. I spent way more money on, this is one of them actually.
You look great, by the way.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you. Way more money than I ever thought I'd spend on clothes, and I really felt quite bad about it. You know, I thought maybe it was an extravagance, but I thought, no way, man, I'm gonna see if I can nail this dead on, and I'm gonna be speaking to, 100,000 people. I'm gonna look as sharp as I possibly can. And one of the consequences of that has been that young men in particular come to the lecture tour dressed up in suits, 3-piece suits. When the couples come and they're dressed up like they're coming to a wedding, so that's really something. And
why do you think that is? What?
I'm waiting on him to dive into why do I need to be dressed up 24/7? Why is that? Excuse me. Or is it just for like certain events such as networking opportunities or conferences like this? Why do I need to do that?
Is it because you set that
they're
standard?
sick of acting like kids.
Okay.
Our whole culture pushes the idea that teenage life, or even childhood for that matter, but teenage life is some sort of pinnacle, and then everybody dresses down so they look, especially men, they look like overgrown 10-year-olds, and there's something extremely demeaning about that. And so to provide people with the opportunity to dress up in a classic manner and to look like adults, to present themselves in that manner, there's something very attractive about that, because we haven't done that in our culture. That's been, I would say, downplayed in importance, or
it's been diluted,
for certainly since the 1960s.
Who's to blame for that? Because you recall, anytime you would fly in an airplane, if you see old school pictures, people were dressed in 3-piece suits to go on an airplane. This is in the 60s, I assume. And then now you see someone like Mark Zuckerberg wear a T-shirt to give a speech in front of a TED Talk or something like that. So
Well,
who's to blame for this dress
some
down?
of it's just fashion. Fashion moves around, and it usually drifts from the top down. And so when formality becomes the norm, but that drifts down, say, to the working class, then the upper class thinks, well, we can't do that because that would, associate us with the unfashionable people, and then they dress down, and so then that drifts down the hierarchy. And so there's some of it's just fashion, but a lot of it too is this idea that this sort of reflexive, rebellious attitude that anything that violates traditional norms, or even anything that's associated with patriarchal oppression and adulthood, is to be eliminated in favor of what's hypothetically a more free individuality, but it's not, because everybody looks the same. I was in Washington 4 or 5 years ago, maybe longer than that. It's probably longer than that, when I first went in the summer. And one of the things that really struck me, all these people wandering around these great monuments, is all the men looked like overgrown 10-year-olds. They looked exactly like their kids, except they were bigger. They looked like they'd been inflated with a bicycle pump. And I thought, this is weird that
it's different if it's like 90-degree weather outside. You could still wear like a short sleeve button up, and I don't know about a whole suit, unless the suit was like white or like a bright tan or something like that. I notice whenever I put on my tan suit, people think I'm like wealthy and successful, and whenever I have my black suit on, I still get attention, but like it's like the brighter your clothes, the nicer you look with bright dress clothes, the more successful people assume you are.
adults are dressing like children, and not good. And so some of it's fashion, but some of it's also that.
Is it exclusive in America? How about in Canada? What have you seen all over the world with this?
No, I don't think it's exclusive to America. I think it was more noticeable to me in Washington, and I think that's when it really hit me, because Washington is, in some sense, a place of pilgrimage, and people from every class go there, and that's a good thing, and they should, from every economic class. And so it was like it was a real cross section of the total population, and that was one of the things that struck me quite bluntly. And so, anyways, it's very nice to see all these people dressed up. And
when you hear the argument being made, it's the following argument. The argument is, look, you only have so much energy to make so many decisions throughout your day. Do you want to be in front of the closet in the morning, picking and choosing what suit I'm going to wear to tie?
Yeah, but that's the problem. People wait until the last minute to figure out what they want to wear. Why not do that before you go to bed? That's the best thing I do is like, I'm a forgetful person, and plus, I'm a super dressy person when it comes to doing certain types of activities. Even if I'm just like bummy dressing, I still take a while to find me like a t-shirt that I want to wear, you know, or a hat that I want to wear, or the shoes that I want to wear. I might need to go out and buy some more shoes, but like, it's way more convenient when I already have my stuff picked out, ironed straight, and laid out for the next day. That way, when I wake up, all I got to worry about is brushing my teeth and washing my face.
But what shirt and what tie? You know what? I'd much rather not consume my energy thinking about what outfit to put together. It's a lot easier to just have a white shirt, jeans, regular tennis shoes, and go to work, and let me make the bigger decisions while I'm running the company. I've never felt that not wearing a suit. Every time I've had a suit on, I felt better than just walking on with a t-shirt on, even though the t-shirt is a lot easier to do. You know, it's a lot easier. Even when
you got on a suit, you feel like the man. You feel like you got passion. You feel a little bit more, you walk with a little bit more power when you got a suit. When you got a nice suit, nice dress pants, nice dress shoes on. People look at you different. They approach you different. The first impression is completely different from when you show up and you just got on shorts and a t-shirt and a backwards hat, you know? I don't know, it just commands respect. Like, if I'm like in an angry mood, people call me sir, and I guess it's because they pick up on my atmosphere when I'm like, you know, traveling throughout the day. But when I got that suit on, boy, and I got a clean cut, boy, I'm telling you, I even got 60-year-old men calling me sir.
we're in the military,
Because, I mean, I know it's a respect thing, but I also feel like it's a self-image thing as well.
felt good having your greens on, you know, having your BDU on. There was something very attractive about having a suit on. Not for the audience, just even for yourself. Mm-hmm. You felt good having a uniform on. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I talked to my father about this years ago, because he always wore a suit when he was a teacher. He's still alive. He's a teacher, and he always wore father about this years ago, because he always wore a suit when he was a teacher. He's still alive. He was a teacher, and
that's awesome. His dad's still alive. Mine is too.
He always wore a suit, and I asked him why one day, and he said because it was his way of showing respect for the students. And I mean, I'm not saying that everyone who doesn't dress in the suit is being disrespectful, but there's something about outfitting yourself for the task at hand. And
facts.
There's also something about attempting to put some effort into putting your best foot forward.
This reminds me of when I still have this business, but like when my business first got to like 30 people outside my job that I'm still at, it was funny. We had like a little field day thing we were doing, and some of my business partners had known me for like 3 to 4 months, and they had never seen me in anything other than a button-up and a suit. So they just thought it was funny them coming up to me and saying, man, this is weird. I've never seen Josh in normal clothes before. But like, it just kind of opened my eyes to the fact that they respected the business we were conducting, and they respected how we moved because of my first impression. First impressions are everything. And not just when it comes to business, but when it comes to relationships, when it comes to meeting people. Like, first impressions are everything, man. Whether it's how you're dressed or how you speak or how you carry yourself, people always remember the first impression you had. I feel like the first impression sets you up for the rest of the relationship. That's what I think.
And I don't really buy that it takes more time in the morning argument. It takes a bit more time, but once you, like, before I went on this tour, I went through all my clothing and I tossed out everything that didn't fit, and which included a number of suits that were old, and I had to organize them. And that took about a day to get my closet in order. But then from then on, it's actually a pleasure in some sense.
Do you do it yourself?
Do I do?
Meaning, like, you go through your closet, you do it yourself. Like, Pat has a very unique way of, like, you don't pack anymore, Pat, do you? Like, you have someone kind of help you out with that.
Packing is not my strength in my life. I have a lot. That's one of my weaknesses.
No, I still did that for the tour because I had to figure out what I was going to wear. But I've had people help me make clothing decisions, let's say. Now, it's often people who would like to make suits for me. So I have that as an advantage. But I did that pretty much on my own.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast,
Yeah, that was dope. That was fire. So he was basically saying the way you present yourself with certain situations is important. For a second, I thought he was saying men need to dress up 24/7, 365. He's just saying that whatever deems appropriate for the circumstance, situation, event, or if there's like networking opportunity, or there's like a soiree, or whatever kind of situation you're walking into, depending on the kind of people you think you're going to meet at this place you're going to, it's best to look the part or be above the part of what you see there, because you might miss out on certain opportunities, or you might rub people the wrong way if you just come dressed bummy in a classy or a business casual environment, But yeah, I agree with everything they said on this video. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below, and let me know if there's anything else y'all want me to check out in the comment section. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.